Detach, detach, detach. That's going to be the title for today's video, okay? Walking on the beach right now and just coming back from a conversation with a stranger, now a friend. His name is Mike Holland, okay? And I left that conversation not only so inspired by who he is as a person and his story of social media growth and getting to where he is today, but more importantly, how this guy lives his life, okay? I won't get into much about him. If you want to look him up, you can look him up. His handle is Mike R. Holland. He's gotten to almost 1 million followers on Instagram in less than a year. And this dude, I won't say mastered the law of detachment, but is so chill, okay? One of the most chill guys you met. And he's older, he's 39 years old. And I don't know if it's from his life experience or simply the fact that that's just who he is inherently, and that's what his character is, but he is so detached from results, from external things that he can't control, and that's what stuck with me. That's why I'm making this video today. So I feel inspired to talk about why it's so pivotal to detach, to not care what people think, to do you, okay? I've been doing social media and posting content for 2-3 years on and off. Mike hasn't been doing it for a year, okay? He's got almost 1 million followers, a lot more than I have. And, you know, coming into that conversation with him where we're filming some content together, having a conversation, I assumed, you know, he'd be like so particular with the setting, the filming, the audio, etc. But I was completely wrong. This dude had an iPhone, you know, cheap little tripod, and was just doing his own thing, okay? Just doing his own thing. And that's his mindset for not just content, but for life. I asked him questions, you know, about, well, how are you so chill? You know, like this mentality he has of money will find him and he's not worrying about money and, you know, he doesn't want to work and he'll just find money in different ways and they'll come to him. This law of attraction kind of mindset serves him, right? It serves him and it works for him. But how does he deal with, I was asking him, people that are just not within that space, not understanding what he's even saying and being more logical, more rational of you got to make money, find a job, etc. like that. And he was telling me that essentially it doesn't enter his consciousness. Essentially, he is so in tune with his energy and his aura and his vibrational frequency that people that are hating on him, that are telling him how to live his life, they don't even, it's like they deflect. It doesn't even enter his space that he's created. You know what I mean? And these people that are hating on him or hating on whoever it may be, he is explaining that that's all a reflection of them. And that says more about them than it does about him. Because he's spreading love, you know? He's spreading positivity with his routines and what he's up to and the movements and the mindset and really growth-oriented things. How could you hate on it? But there's people hating on it still. People criticizing him, and he's able to just not care. Not care when it comes down to posting on social media. He'll spend maybe 20 minutes max making a video. Meanwhile, there's people out there like me who will spend 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on one video. And they're caring so much about the outcome that when it doesn't perform well, they're so down on themselves, they don't want to continue, they want to give up, they don't think it's good enough, they're not good enough, their self-worth goes down, and it's a constant cycle from there. Meanwhile, this guy Mike is laughing in our faces because he's ripping 20-minute videos that take 20 minutes long, posting like 2-3 times a day. He's consistent with it. And if it flops, it flops. If it does well, it does well. It doesn't matter because he's not putting so much effort into it. He knows eventually stuff will take off. So he's doing his own thing, and that's that. That's it. There's nothing else to be said about that. And I think we can learn so much from that mindset. I can learn so much from that mindset. People on social media, people that are my age, that are, you know, in their 20s or 30s or whatever it may be, who are so fixated on an algorithm, so fixated on the outcome of making money, of all these external things that we can never, ever control. And we hear these things all the time, like, just don't worry, relax, it's gonna come to you. But sometimes it takes a personal experience, a personal encounter to understand on a fundamental level what it truly means to detach. This dude, ripped, has a lot of money, is well known, in a great relationship, like living a great life. He's a happy dude, okay? But he's able to detach from it all. Like, to not attach his self-worth to money, to not attach his self-worth to his social media presence and, you know, people doing his work and whatever it may be. He is just so in tune with who he is, what he wants, and that's practically it. It's practically it. He doesn't even care about what people think. He doesn't care about how many views things get. He doesn't even care about, frankly, about making money from certain things, from working, you know. He cares about making money, but he does it in a way where it's so aligned with him and his values that he's never compromising anything, right? Everything is firm, and then he just works around it. If people want to enter that, whether it's people, places, or things, he does it in a way where he's not just like giving his energy to anybody. He is so meticulous, but he does it in a way that's so effortless too, which is super interesting. Like, he's very meticulous with who he works with and kind of what enters his consciousness, yet he is so simple and easy with it. Like, he's a simple guy living a simple life. He's a definition of less is more. The modern day version of that, which is really interesting. A lot of people think that in order to detach and live this lifestyle of less is more, you have to be meditating all day, living like a monk, and not really being integrated into society today. But he is a living embodiment of what it means to be stoic, to detach, and to flow with life. To flow like life. The guy's a surfer. The guy's essentially surfing the waves of life. Understands that what comes up comes down, that the waves will eventually end, that he won't be able to ride every wave and you know, catch a good wave and do a trick or whatever it may be, and he's okay with that. He understands that that's part of the process. You know what I mean? And it seems like it didn't take the success for him to get here. You know what I mean? He didn't just wake up one day after getting all these followers and say, you know what? I don't care about it. He never cared from the get-go. Never. That's the purpose of my message right here. To not care from the get-go. To know that you're going to get there eventually, and it's not on your timeline. Not on your timeline. Have these goals for 2026. I want to get to this followers. I want to make this money. I want to do that, do that, do that. Have the goals. They're great. I'm sure he has the goals too. But at the end of the day, he controls his inputs. He controls what's going on inside here, how he's moving physically, what he's dialed in on, and everything else comes together. It comes together. You know, this guy, he did not have his journey, he went through a lot of different stages. I won't get into it, but he was doing a lot of different things. Some aligned, some not aligned, but eventually he got to where he is today. He doesn't regret anything because he knows whatever happens for a reason, which is the same idea of detaching, is that you know that whatever happens, happens. You can't control the outcome, and you can only do so much to essentially control your destiny and how life happens for you, not to you. You know what I mean? Everything's happening for you, good or bad, I should say. It's all happening for you. So going through the quote unquote bad things is allowing you to become a stronger person. It's getting you to where you want to go today. But anyways, this video is not really about Mike. I mean, it's inspired by him, and I know I've been talking all about him up until now, but that just really inspired me. It triggered something inside me to talk about this, to communicate this message for other people watching this, and again, for me. The main reason why I make these videos in the first place is a reminder for me. Like, I'm talking to myself right now, right? There's nobody even talking to me. walking on this beach. Everyone is, walking by. I don't care what they think, right? I'm implementing these downloads, these reframes, these perspectives, you could say, of my reality, and like basically getting different nuggets from people like Mike to integrate into my lifestyle. Because it's one thing to have a conversation and feel good, feel motivated, inspired. Another thing to really try and intentionally, consciously choose to do things that other people are doing themselves. He's not telling me, hey Jared, you gotta do this, detach from that, whatever. I'm actually going back in my conversation with him, seeing, how he was, his body language, the way he was communicating, the way he was living his life and designing his life, and embodying that myself. That's always a work in progress, right? Because I gotta fine tune it to my life, to who I am, right? Not about how can I implement the Mike Holland approach. And that's where people get carried away. They think that it's about them, about the people, and they're taking it from them, which is true, but really on a fundamental level, it's your approach, it's your thing. Everyone gets inspiration from everybody. There's no such thing as original things. Everyone's copying and stealing and copying and stealing, and then it's your own thing. No one will ever replicate it. The way you detach from things, live your life, is entirely different than how other people will do that themselves, right? Mike's more of a surfer, a laid-back dude who does different things, like kind of like these Tai Chi movements in the morning. That's kind of how he went viral. And he's somebody who prioritizes movement, former athlete doing football. He has this extensive background in the physical world. Maybe you're not like that. Maybe you're more of an artist, an intellectual, a visionary, someone who is less physical and more mental, emotional, spiritual, right? You get the point. Everyone's different, and the way you're detaching has to work with your own operating system, right? It's kind of like a computer. Maybe you've heard this analogy, maybe you haven't. We're all computers. We have our hardware and our software, and essentially what you need to do is upgrade them all, right? Your hardware is your physique, your body, and then software is your mindset, right? Like updates, like Apple updates, the same kind of idea. Right now, I'm going through an update right now. That's why I say download. You know what I mean? I'm downloading this information, processing it through my mind, and integrating it into my lifestyle. And that may show up in a hardware installation as well. Like physique-wise, moving the energy in my body, the chi energy, which is what he's all about. Whatever it may be, that kind of just happens. Again, that's just gonna flow, right? So you can't control things, but you can't control everything. Make sure you understand that. Make sure you detach. And other than that, I think that's the main message for this video. To detach. That's why it's literally titled Detach. And it's a note for myself, for Jared, in the future, to be able to embody this. It won't come easy. Nothing worth going for and having and being is going to be easy. But once you start, which is the hardest part, and you start practicing, okay, I'm going to detach. I'm going to post this video. I'm not going to care what people think. I'm going to spend less time on this. I'm still going to care about quality, but I won't care so much about, the output and what people think. Whatever you're bringing into this world, let go. It's all coming together just fine. It's getting dark here now, out here in Miami Beach. Wrapping it up now. Jared Small is out, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.